Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I am so very glad that you decided to join me today. I've got a fun lower body mobility and deep stretch for you. So if that sounds good to you, roll out your mat. You might want a block for this practice, and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Stay firm. Sending that right foot back. Now to begin, we'll find our mountain pose. Bringing our ankles under our knees, under our hips, we'll pick up our toes, spread them out nice and wide and set them down. So we're gripping into the earth with the toes, pulling the toes towards the center of our foot so we can start to find some balance. We'll lift the shoulders up to our ears, squeeze them back and down the spine, rotate the palms forward. We'll close the eyes and take a few deep breaths here, still pressing with those toes. Lifting tall through the top of the head. Taking full, deep breaths. Now with our next in-breath, we'll circle our arms up overhead, reach the fingertips towards the sky. You can keep the eyes forward or you can turn your eyes towards your hands. With our exhale, we'll move to our cactus pose. You can keep your eyes up as we start to find a baby back bend, or you can keep your eyes forward and your chest stacked over your hips. Inhale to send the arms back up. Exhale, we'll bow forward. Inhale for a halfway lift. Press in through the toes. Reach long through the top of the head. Want a flat back here. Exhale, we'll hinge and bow forward again. Now taking a little bit of time here in your forward fold. We can pedal out the legs. We can shimmy or sway the hips. We can grab 4 opposite elbows and find a sway side to side. Finding some way to play in this pose. With our next in-breath, we'll move to that halfway lift again, drawing the core in towards the spine. Exhale, we'll fold. Now go ahead and nod your head yes. And shake your head no. Finding the same kind of loose, soft movement with the arms. We'll add more of a bend to the knees so that our abdomen is close or touching our thighs. Now starting to roll or tuck the pelvis under. We'll continue that rolling motion all the way up our spine. Our chins will be the very last thing we lift, but we'll take our time getting there. You can find some shoulder rolls or some shrugs at the top. And then we'll make our way to the top of our mat. With a big breath in, we'll send the arms up. Exhale to our cactus optional baby back bend. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale, hinge and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We'll reverse swan dive the arms and send that hands up towards the sky as we move our weight into our right foot so we can pick up our left. Now we want to start warming up our hip flexors here. So we're going to lift that left knee up as high to the sky as we can. If you cannot find much of a lift, that's okay. If you can find a lot of a lift, that's okay. But focusing on lifting through the knee and flexing the foot out in front of the body. Good. We'll bring hands to heart center, and we're going to press with our left heel as we hinge and kick our left leg back behind the body, moving to our warrior 3. So now our chest and leg are parallel to the floor. We're still pressing back through our left heel. And nice and slow, without making a sound, we'll drop our left toes down. Inhale to circle the chest up, reach the arms to the sky, crescent lunge. Adding a little bit of a bend to our left leg so that we're taking the pressure out of our low back as we reach the arms up tall. Nice big bend in the right knee. Now we'll drop hands to heart center and we'll lower all the way down to our mat. Dropping the left knee down, untuck the toes, and then we'll send the hips forward for a low lunge. Now we'll reach the arms back up towards the sky. Now we're going to be here on our left knee for a little while, so if you'd like to grab a pillow or a blanket to tuck under that knee to make this pose a little more comfortable, go ahead and do so. And then we'll come back to our breath. With our next exhale, we'll press into our right foot. We'll start to press the hips back behind, bow the chest forward, and sweep the arms up and back behind the body like they're wings, drawing the shoulder blades in together so we have a long space across our collarbones. With our in-breath, we'll shift forward, send the hips towards the top of the mat and the arms to the sky, flowing back and forth with the breath. Exhale to hinge forward, half splits. Inhale to lift the chest, low lunge. Now, the next time that we have shifted forward again, we can drop our right hand to our right knee, or we can take that right hand around to our left hip behind the body. We'll send our left hand up and over the body towards the right side of our mat. A nice big side stretch here. With our next inhale, we'll cartwheel the arms around, reach them both up towards the sky. Exhale, we'll bring our left hand down beside our right foot. Reach the right arm up for a gentle twist. Exhale, we'll circle around that right hand to the inside of our right foot. And then we'll move to a lizard pose here, but we want it more of an extended lizard pose. So we'll inch or walk that front foot a little further up and then out towards the top corner of our mat. Now here is a great point that if you have a block, you can put your hands on that. You can tent up on your fingertips, or you can drop the hands down. You can even drop down to your forearms if that is within your practice today. Pressing the hips towards the top of the mat. We'll take a little bit of time here. With each exhale, maybe allowing the body to soften a little more. Press the hips back slightly so we can walk or wiggle that foot back in towards the middle of our mat. We'll frame it out with the hands. Now inhale. We'll float the upper body back up. Press the hips towards the top of our mat. Low lunge. Okay, we've got a big move coming. We can bring hands to heart center. We can drop them down towards blocks or reach for a wall. But we'll tuck our left toes under and lift our right knee up off the mat, coming back to our crescent lunge. Readjust if you need to. And then we're going to reverse how we got into this pose in the first place. Bring hands to heart center. We'll shift a little further forward so more of our weight is in our front right foot. And then we'll float our left leg up off the mat, moving through our warrior three, pressing back through the left heel. Finding the balance. And then we'll bend at the knee and draw that left knee up as high as we can in front of the body. Flex through the left toes. Take a moment or two. And then we'll set the foot down. Wiggle out. Reset. And we'll move back to the top of our mat. With a big breath in, we'll reach the arms up overhead. Exhale to our cactus, optional baby back bend. Inhale to reach the arms back up. Exhale to hinge or bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive the arms, lifting up from the chest. Bring the arms to the sky and we'll move our weight into our left foot so we can pick up our right. Now again, we'll reach that right knee as high as it will go. Flex through the bottom of the right foot so the toes point forward off the top of our mat. Now we're going to press back through our right heel. We can bring hands to heart center, or we can airplane them back behind the body. Pressing back through the right heel, bringing the chest and our right leg parallel to the floor, squeeze through the glutes. And slowly and silently, we'll drop our right toes down. Inhale to send the arms to the sky. Crescent lunge, little bend in the right knee, big bend in the left. Lift the chest. Now we can bring hands to heart center or keep them up towards the sky. But we'll lower all the way down. Drop the right knee to the mat, untuck the toes. We'll circle the arms up overhead as we press the hips towards the top of our mat for that low lunge. We'll take a few breaths here. Now with our next exhale, we'll press into our left foot. Take the leg towards straight as we hinge from the waist. Sweep the arms up and back behind. Pull those shoulder blades in together. And we'll flow back and forth. Inhale to lift. Reach the chest forward. Exhale to soften the chest towards our left leg. Halfway splits to our low lunge. Now the next time that we are up in our low lunge, we'll drop our left hand to our front knee, or we'll circle that left arm around towards our right hip. We'll guide our right arm up and over the body towards the left side of our mat for a nice big side stretch. With an in-breath, we'll lift back up, circle both arms around towards the sky, and then we'll lower our right hand down beside our left foot and find a twist on this side. Send the left arm up over the body. And with our exhale, we'll bring that left hand down and around to the inside of our left leg. We'll find that extended lizard pose on this side. So walk or crawl or inch the foot up and out further towards the top edge of our mat. We'll press into the hips. Press the hips to the top of our mat. We'll take a little bit of time here to soften the hips forward. And I'll start to press back into the hips, back towards the back of our mat. 2 inchworm to crawl our left foot forward. And frame it out with the hands. With our inhale, we'll lift the upper body back up over the hips. Now for our big dynamic movement, we'll tuck our right toes under. Lift the right knee up off the mat, crescent lunge. Hands can come to heart center. We'll shift a little further forward, putting more weight in our front foot. And then we'll float up through our warrior 3. Pressing back through the right heel, reaching forward with the top of the head. Trying to bring our hips parallel to the floor. So we're not opening towards the right side of our mat. And then we'll add a bend into the knee and guide that right knee all the way through. Reach it up tall in front of the body. We'll take a few deep breaths here. And then we'll set it down and wiggle out. Good job. Back to the top of our mat when you are feeling ready. With a big breath in, we'll send the arms up. Exhale to our cactus. Draw those shoulder blades in together. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. We'll step, hop, or float our feet back to our plank pose. Now we're going to make our way to our down dog. There's so many ways to do that, but we can shift further forward. Exhale, chaturanga to an up dog or a cobra. And then tuck the hips, engage the core, send the hips up and back behind. And we'll take some time to play around in our down dog. Wiggle out the hips, pedal out the legs, whatever's feeling right. We'll lift our left leg up towards the sky, circle the ankle out in one direction, and then in the other. We'll bend at the knee, draw knee to nose, round through the spine, And we'll move to our pigeon pose. So internally rotating the leg so that our toes are out towards the right side of our mat, the knee towards our left. We can soften the hips as we walk the hands in towards the body, finding our pigeon pose. Now, if you'd like to move to a sleeping pigeon from here, you can find a hinge at the waist and stack the forearms underneath of the head. Or you can stay tall here in your pigeon. Now, whichever variation you're in, go ahead and walk those hands in close to the body. We'll drop our left hip down to the mat. Now, slide that right knee in closer, and it's going to be perpendicular with our body. So our left leg, our shin will be parallel to the top of our mat, and our right shin will be parallel down the length of our mat. So the hips are out at 90-degree angles at both knees. We'll try and sit up tall here on the body. If you're feeling like you're all cattywampus, grab a pillow or a block to set underneath of your left hip. That might give you enough space to lift up and find that stable base to work from. Now we're going to try and keep the upper body up where it is and the hands floating. If the hands cannot float, that is okay too. You can tent on the fingertips and use light weight. We want to use the body, use the outer glute and our mobility here. So we're going to pick up our right heel, float it up off the mat, and set it down. The foot may not float high, it may not float much, and it may not float at all, and that is okay. We'll envision lifting the heel off the mat and setting it back down. Using our outer glute, lift and set it back down. One more time, lift and set it back down. Now we'll do 3 more, but this time we're going to lift the whole of the right leg off the mat. Still trying to sit up nice and tall. We'll lift and set it back down. This is going to be a lot harder. You can always drop your hands down. Lift and set it back down. One more time. Lift the right and lower it down. Beautiful. Now we can circle the hands back behind the body so we can kind of set back. We're going to press our right foot into the floor, but we're going to clamshell our right knee open. So lift the right knee and lower it back down. We'll do a few on this side. Lift just the knee, press into the foot, and lower it back down. If you can sit up and do that, that's great too. And lower it back down. We'll do one more. Lift and lower. Beautiful, beautiful. Drop the hands down to the left side of the mat. We'll pick up our right leg and circle it all the way around so we can find our cow head pose on this side. We want our knees to be as close together as we can get them. So if that means that your foot is on the inside of your left leg, that's fine. If it means we can move to the left side of our left knee, that's great. Or if we can stack or pancake the hips, that's great too. Whichever variation you're in, flex your toes, sit up tall. Now we did external rotation. This is our internal rotation. Back to almost our pigeon pose. We'll extend our arms out wide. And we'll bring our left hand in front of the body. We'll swoop our right hand underneath, connect the elbows. And then we can bring backs of hands together. If the backs of hands do not get anywhere near each other, drop your hands to your shoulders. You get the same wonderful benefits there without feeling as stuck. If you can wrap your hands around, you can do that as well. But we'll lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. Sit up tall through the spine. And with our exhale, we'll start to round through the spine, drawing the elbows in towards the belly button. Inhale to lift the elbows back up. We'll extend the arms out nice and wide. Now from here, we can either take our peace sign, our pointer and middle fingers to loop the big toe of our right foot and circle it all around, or we can float it around. Now press into the earth and lift back up to your pigeon pose. Find your balance, find your placement. Bring the hands on either side of your left knee, tuck your right toes under. We'll bring the left knee to the chest for a few breaths. And then we'll send that left foot up and back behind. Drop it down, wiggle out. And we'll send our right leg up and back behind. Bend at the knee. Draw knee to nose, round through the spine as we shift forward. And move to your pigeon pose on this side. So our right knee is towards the right side of our mat. Our toes are towards the left. Walk the hands in towards the body to help lift the chest up. We'll take a few breaths here so you can move to that sleeping pigeon if you'd like, or you can stay up tall. And we'll walk the hands back in towards the body if we moved them. And we'll drop the right hip down, finding our 90-90 on this side. Bringing our left leg so it's parallel down the back of our mat. Bringing our right leg so the shin is parallel with the top of our mat. Now again, we can drop our hands down or we can float them up. We can sit on a prop or we can sit up tall. We'll start with our left foot. Lift the foot and set it down. Lift and lower. And we'll set the foot back down. Now we'll do 3 again on this side with the whole of the left leg lifting off the mat. If the leg does not lift, that's okay. Envision it in your mind lifting, noticing what muscles you would have to engage to find that motion. We can shift slightly towards our right to lift and set it down. Lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower, set it down. Beautiful. Circle the arms around so they're behind the body. And we'll do our clamshells on this side, placing our left foot into the earth as we lift the left knee and lower it down. We'll do a few on this side. Good, and set it back down. Now we'll lift our left leg, circle it around, and find our cow head pose on this side. Now we'll bring those knees in close, again, whether that means the foot is on the left side of the right knee, on the right side of the right knee, or if we can pancake and bring our knees a little bit closer, we'll flex through both feet. Sit up nice and tall. Now that right arm comes out in front of the body first. We'll swoop our left around, connect the elbows. We can drop the hands to the shoulder or wrap the hands around to lift the elbows in line with the shoulders. And we'll start to round and roll through the spine. With our inhale, we'll lift it back up. Circle the arms out nice and wide. We can use our left hand to pick up our left leg, or we can float it all the way around. Lift back onto our pigeon pose. Take a moment. Find your balance. Frame out your front knee with your hands. We'll tuck the left toes under. Pull the right knee up to the chest for a few moments. And then we'll send that right leg up and back behind. And drop the right toes down. Wiggle out some more in your down dog. And we'll drop the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes, and start to walk the hands in towards the body so we can sit up nice and tall on our legs. Now, if this is completely uncomfortable in your body, go ahead and grab a pillow or a block to sit up on, or try tucking your toes under. That may give you enough space to comfortably sit here for a little bit. We'll drop our left hand down beside our left hip and reach our right hand up and over for another big side stretch. Inhale up through center. Drop the right hand down and guide the left arm up and over. Inhale to sit back up. Take the hands beside both knees. We'll tuck the toes under. Now rock back so the knees are up off the mat. And we're going to try and stack our heels over our toes. So reaching the heels in closer towards the top of our mat. Really stretching along the plantar fascia of the bottom of the foot. And from here, we're going to have a big movement. Press into the toes, keep the heels up as we slowly start to lift. Make our way back up to standing. Take a moment on your toes. And then you can drop your heels back down. We'll wiggle out a little bit and make our way back to our mountain pose. Bringing ankles under knees, under hips, we'll pick up the shoulders, squeeze them back and down the spine, rotate the palms forward. And we'll close the eyes. Take a few deep breaths in and back out. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy. Thank you.